Time for the local business spotlight on City News 570.
Larry Fedoruk in from Mike Farwell, and it's Faisal's 5 minutes with Farwell, with Fedoruk filling in for Farwell. There we go. And of course, our guest is always on the 5 minutes here with Faisal's 5 minutes is Faisal Susiwala, broker of record at Remax Twin City, Faisal Susiwala Realty. Good morning, Faisal. Good to talk to you again.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I trust you are well.
I'm very well, thank you.
Let's get our 5 minutes rolling here with a market update. What in the ever changing world of realty? What is going on?
Well, things have been very positive in the last month and a half. We've seen a real uptick in the market. Buyers' confidence seems to be back in. The rate pauses have helped us. So we're seeing more of the buyers entering the market right now. Inventory is still in balance right now, and we're seeing some positivity on a price increase for sellers who are waiting it out from last November, trying to see what happens with these rate pauses. So we've seen anywhere from 8 to 12% increase in property values over last year, depending on where you are.
Is part of that seasonal, and that this traditionally people aren't buying homes in November and December as opposed to this time of year?
Yeah, with the exception of our craziness during COVID,
right.
Excuse me, we're seeing now that people have gone back to traditional ways of buying. March, April, May, June are strong months to purchase a home in anticipation for school starting for kids in September. They want to be settled in. Each year we see an uptick in this season. This year, the pauses in interest rate have helped increase the traction in the market as well.
The Bank of Canada rate announcement, next one is expected on June the 7th, which if spring and summer so far are any indication, June 7th is going to be here before we know it. It just seems to be going so quickly. What are we expecting as far as a rate announcement?
You know, it's interesting. The banks, the big banks are all sort of split on what's going to happen. I think everyone is in agreement that later this year we're going to see rate cuts. I'm sort of predicting that it will happen sooner than later, and it needs to happen sooner than later just to bring some life back into the economy here. Rates were not really the only solution to controlling inflation. We're seeing that again right now. So other things have to be done economically to control inflation other than just beating up on interest rates and increasing rates or even holding them steady at this point. We need to see at least 150 basis points decrease between now and the end of the year, in my opinion. And some of the banks are stating that as well. Other banks are saying that they don't see rate cuts in the future. So only time will tell, and we don't have that crystal ball, really.
Well, and I was going to ask you, though, to look in at least your version of a crystal ball, to look at summer and fall and what we are expecting in the market.
Well, the fall, I predict, is going to be a little slower than we have typically seen. And the reason for that is those who bought in 2018, 2019, even 2020, who had 3, 5, 4-year mortgages are up for renewals. And that is the unknown factor, is what those impacts will be on those who had 2.8, 3.2% interest rates renewing at 5.5 to 6%. That could cost the average homeowner anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800 more per month. And the question is that payment sustainable? And what will the impact of that be? Will there be excessive inventory hitting the market? Will there be desperate inventory hitting the market in the fall? So that's still unknown, and it's yet to be seen what the impact of that will be. We're hoping that interest rate reductions will counter that and hopefully bring things back to balance. But next year, if we're looking at the crystal ball, early spring, I think the market's going to be right up again.
And we're kind of back to that June 7th announcement, and that's going to play into it as well. Faisal Susiwala, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on today.
Faisal Susiwala in the 5 minutes with Farwell, and he is the broker of record at Remax Twin City Realty, Faisal Susiwala Realty. This is City News 570.